Obsessing over your followers is kind of like obsessing over the one thing in the equation that you do not have control over. And that's not cute. So let's talk about what you do have control over. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bendy, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Today's video, we are talking all about how to increase brand engagement as well as how to create a rocking community for yourself. Before we get into it, I would just like to ask, if you haven't, please make sure that you're subscribed and that you click the notification bell so that you can be alerted when I make another video. Also, we have a Facebook group, just in case you want to connect with us on a more intimate level. It's called the Manifestation Yoga Collective, and I'll put the words on the screen right here if you want to type it into your URL box, or you can click the link in the description box. Whatever you want, babe. I'm here for you, whatever you want. But yeah, let's get to the video. So a lot of people have tons of followers, lots. And at the beginning of the dawn of social media, followers meant everything. That's what brands were looking at. That's what, potential community members and other people who would follow you were looking at. How many people are following you? What's that number? It was your clout, But that was 2013, and now we are in 2020, where things have gotten a little more realistic, and I feel like people who work in social media have a better understanding of the importance of the follower count versus the engagement. Engagement is simply how much your community looks at your content as well as interacts with your content through comments, likes, or just simply viewing time. This is super important to know while you are working on your social media brand, because sometimes we can get really into our follower count, our numbers, and that can hold us back because there's so much more that we can be working on aside from how many people are following us. Because how many people are following us is actually something that is out of our control. So obsessing over your followers is kind of like obsessing over the one thing in the equation that you do not have control over, and that's not cute. So let's talk about what you do have control over. So the first thing you want to do is build an understanding of your niche or the people that you want in your community. What is a niche? Well, my niche is law of attraction content. A niche is basically the subject matter that the majority of your content revolves around, and this includes the people who are interested in that subject matter. So for me, my niche top layer would be spiritual community, and when we say top layer, we are talking about law of attraction. We're also talking about yoga, we're talking about meditation, we're talking about all that spiritual stuff. That is the top layer of my niche. But then, twisting the screwdriver, getting a little bit more zoned in, a more detailed focus of my niche would be law of attraction content. So the first part of understanding your niche and your community is knowing that you're allowed to figure out the types of people that you want in your niche before those people actually show up. Manifesting, right? So for me, I knew from the get-go that I wanted an inclusive community. I didn't want anybody judging anybody for how they looked, for how they spoke, for, their ideas, tons of things. I wanted a completely judgment-free zone, right? So I made sure that I was making content that reflected my ideas about being a judgment-free person. And don't get me wrong, we all fall into judging sometimes. I'm not a perfect person. Because I knew that I wanted my community to be judgment-free, I knew that that was a quality that I needed to have in my content. In my content, I made sure to always say things like, I'm not judging you. What you do is your choice. I support you no matter where you're coming from. I made sure to always include words and phrases to make my community feel like they can be whoever they are, whomever they are. But by also infusing those words into my content, I made it very clear that you can be whoever you are, but so can everybody else. And that is why the Brown and Bindi community is so freaking loving and full of light. I'm going to take a little credit for it because it was intentional, but honestly, it's just, you guys are just all amazing. It's like setting boundaries on the types of friends you want to have. You know, when we're in high school, when we're in college, we just want to be loved. So we're like friends with everybody, right? And then you get older and you're like, I have a limited amount of energy. I cannot be friends with everybody. So you set boundaries and you decide the types of friends that you want to have. I don't want drama. I don't want friends who are materialistic. No, whatever. That's not what this video is about because I will get into it. You know I will. So it's the same thing as building your niche. Set those boundaries. Your niche isn't here yet. You don't have thousands of followers yet. This is the time to decide who you want those people to be. So, for example, like let's say that you are in fitness and you are building a fitness brand. Decide. It's up to you. Decide, do you want people in your brand who are focused on bodybuilding and burning fat and, you know, for lack of better words, being a gym rat? Hey, I was a gym rat at one point in my life. So please don't take offense by me saying that. You know, gains all day. Or do you want a more inclusive fitness community where it's not about burning fat, where it's not about, you know, being the best bodybuilder that you can be, but it's more about internal health and feeling good and being happy in your own body? What community do you want? Defining that helps you figure out what type of content you'll make, but also it helps you have a community that you're not afraid of because you took the time to determine what types of people you want interacting with your content. It's just like picking friends. It's picking the people that you want to be around. The second way to build a community and to increase brand engagement is to mingle. For the love of God, please do not expect people to come to you. Do not expect 500 followers to just start following you tomorrow. Social media is a 24/7 party. You know, depending on the time of day and the day of the week, the party's more jumping than compared to another day. But 24/7 party. There is always someone to go talk to. There is always someone to go connect with. You do this by engaging in hashtags. Hashtags are a whole nother video that I need to make. But engaging in hashtags, as well as being active on content that reflects the type of content that you'd like to make, because that's exploring the community that you foresee yourself being a part of. You can also mingle on the explore page, and that's actually very, very lucrative, but that goes back to understanding how popular you want to be. Because I know at the beginning we're all like, I want 1 million followers. 1 million followers does not work for every brand. 1 million followers is great for your popular big brands, but the popular big brands, don't get offended, the popular big brands are sometimes more superficial. They have more people to please. So the content is usually very shallow, very straight to the point, you know, not a lot of depth, as opposed to having 7,000 followers who are buying your products, interacting with your content. You know their names. When you see them when you see them comment, you'll be able to recognize the same people over and over again, and that is going to build an intimacy. The bigger number of followers, the less intimacy. So know how big you want to grow, or have an idea of how big you want to grow towards the beginning. So that being said, the explore page is great if you see yourself wanting to be on the larger end of the spectrum, you know, 50, 60, 70, 100,000 followers. But if you know that you want a more intimate brand, a more cuddly and cozy brand, the explore page can be left out of this equation. When you go to comment on your niche's hashtags on content that is parallel to the types of content that you would like to post. Be nice. You know, when you go to a party, everyone's super nice. Some because they're nice, and some because they're on certain things that make them nicer versions of themselves. But when you go to a party, everyone is so nice. They're showing the best sides of themselves, and they're doing everything to, like, you know, get you to bond and be best friends in the bathroom. That is how you need to be on social media. And I'm not saying by any sense of the word be phony. Do not be phony. Be what nice is to you. Okay. Social media, I feel like, helped me a lot with my social anxiety, because I had to learn that I either had to decide that I was good enough to talk to strangers or not. I had to make that decision. So when I decided that I was worthy of speaking to when I decided that I was worthy of speaking to strangers, that like opened a whole world for me, because I was able to authentically be myself and talk to as many people as I wanted. My husband just flushed the toilet. Did you guys hear it? I hope not. So make the decision that you are worthy of talking to anybody on this platform, whether it is YouTube, whether it is Instagram, whether it is Twitter. Make the decision that you are worthy. No one is so high and mighty that they can't even stand a comment from you on their page. Like, that doesn't exist. Make the decision that you are worthy to interact with anybody on social media, and then start being your awesome self, okay? So be really, really nice. And also, if you are already an expert in your field, add value. Not telling you to go on people's pages telling them what to do, but for example, going back to the fitness example, let's say that you've been bodybuilding for 10 years. You're just jumping onto social media now because you want to. When you are in the hashtags and you see somebody in a video lifting, right? Look at what they're doing right. Look at what they're doing right in the video, and then comment and say, hey man, I see that you're doing this, like your feet placement, whatever. Your feet placement is really strong, and that is something a lot of beginners do not know. Like, good job. Do things, say things that are going to make people feel good. And also, if you're an expert, say things that allow people to recognize you as someone with experience, even though you're not running around saying, I'm an expert. Does that make sense? Another way to increase brand engagement and to build community is by being vulnerable. This one is not a complicated one. It's simple. Life is not all rainbows and butterflies and sunshine. It's not. We need the darkness to make the light. So of course, if you are presenting yourself as a brand without any personification, then this can be a little more tricky. But if you're an individual and you are a brand as an individual, this is perfect. Showing vulnerability allows for a person to truly be themselves and also give their audience a view into who they are, separate from the happy, informative post. So, for example, what if I never told you guys I had social anxiety? What if I never told you guys I had MS? What if I never told you guys about any of the darkness in my life? You wouldn't have such a deep understanding of who I am as a person. You just wouldn't. And if you didn't know any of those things before I just said them, they added another layer of my personality to you. Being vulnerable allows you to be a 3D person on these two-dimensional platforms. Being vulnerable will set you apart. I'm not saying to put all your information on the internet. Definitely not saying that. And definitely set boundaries on how far you want to go if you choose to share certain aspects of yourself. Set boundaries. But do not only show your bright, happy, bubbly side, because that's not the real you. That's only a portion of the real you. This cat, man. So if you are a YouTuber, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Twitter, no matter what the platform, you will always be able to have opportunities to talk about how you have grown, how you can look at your past and see how the darkness has made you into a person that you are. Because darkness will always be relevant, because there will always be someone in your community who needs that word. There will always be somebody in your community who will benefit off of you sharing your struggle, because somebody else is struggling and your words can help them hold on. And when they have held on and when they are healed a little bit, they will remember that it was your words, your brand, that helped them see that joy in that moment, because they didn't feel so alone. So do not stay away from your vulnerability, from your shadow side. Your shadow side empowers you. Instead, look for a balance. Look for a balance on your social platforms between informing your audience about your brand, being valuable and adding valuable content to the world, and showing vulnerability and your true self, even when times aren't so easy. It is getting so dark. Can I turn this up? Golly, it's getting so dark. Okay, and the last topic I would like to address in relevance to building your brand and building a strong community is invite people on your journey. We are all on different journeys in life. All of us. Everyone right now is going through something where they are trying to get from point A to point B. For example, I'm loving the fitness example for this video, so we're gonna stay here. For example, like let's say you're becoming a trainer, a personal trainer. You can document the first few people that you train with, and you can show their results on your social media while also implementing how grateful you are that these people trusted you to start your personal training, or to start your personal training journey with them. Include people in your journey so that as you start at a certain place, they can become invested in the journey as you grow. You know, you have these people who started training with you. As long as you're a good trainer, they will start to see results, and you can share those results on your page. So not only is that content, not only is that interesting, but it's your real journey. It's not something fake. It's not something made up. It's something that is true to you. You know, a lot of Brown and Bindi in the early days was me trying to learn how to get flexible. My posture was atrocious. So I was able to show through yoga postures how I was realigning my body so that I was holding my weight in a correct place. And I truly believe that people enjoyed watching my poses or watching me work through asanas. I really believe that people enjoyed watching that evolution, because I don't know, it's like reality TV, but positive. So include people on your journey. And even if your journey is starting social media and, you know, taking the bull by the horns and committing to your social media, invite people on that journey. Be completely honest and say, you know, I've had a grudge against social media for the past 10 years, but today is the day that I'm going to start taking it seriously. Be real about it, and let somebody say, well, we'll see. I'm going to follow her to see if she's going to keep her word. Sure. Let people challenge you, and use that to continue posting, to continue traveling on your journey, and enjoy having a support system while you do it. Last but not least, fully be invested in the journey of others. As you share about where you are on your life journey in whatever aspect of your life, make sure that you are engaging with your followers, right? Followers are not just numbers, they are people. So go click the follower button. Even if you have 30 followers, I don't care. Go on their page, explore their pages, look at what they're doing in their lives. Are they on their own personal journeys, and are they documenting their journeys for their own audiences? And engage. Tell them that what you think they're doing is really cool. Genuinely find a way to connect with them and look at what they're doing to give genuine, authentic feedback. This is how you build real community, okay? Real community is not something that falls out the sky. Real community is not something that you can buy. You have to be a person, and you have to treat other people like people, not numbers. So let's put the social back in social media. coming from somebody with social anxiety. All right, you guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up so other people on YouTube know that it is valuable. If you'd like me to expand on anything that I talked about in this video, I would be happy to. Just let me know down below in the comments. And last but not least, please make sure that you are subscribed and that you click the notification bell so that you can be alerted when I make another video. I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you. See you next upload. Bye.